Hey, good morning, guys. It's Goose here. Happy Friday to you all, and welcome to Stock Talk. With Ricky and myself, hopefully you guys have gone and checked out our site now at stocktraders.net. We got a lot of stuff going on over there, and we encourage you guys to join. Send any of the instructors a message of anything we're talking about this morning, or Ricky or myself to discuss, what we're looking at in the charts. We're always happy to help out. And if we don't respond the first time, guys, just, don't be shy to send us another message. Sometimes we'll glance at it, try to go back to it, and we won't have the little thing there showing us that we did get a message, and we are human. Sometimes we'll forget. So I know there's a couple messages I got to get back to, but please jump in and send us a message. We encourage you guys to check us out at stocktraders.net. And I just want to remind you guys something that we're not trying to provide, 20 different ideas every day to you. We each pick a few every day, go over the charts, what we're looking at, and a couple possibilities. Hopefully you guys like what we're doing. And if you do, like Ricky always says, make sure you're liking it on YouTube and spreading the word about us. We appreciate it very much. Disclaimers below in the description area, guys. Make sure you're reading it. We're not trying to solicit you guys on anything as far as we're talking about. All we're trying to do is show you these ideas, show maybe a different perspective. If you're always a short player, maybe a long perspective, things like that. So, hopefully you guys like what we're doing here. With that being said, we're going to wrap up the week strong, I think, and like to see what Ricky has. So I'll turn it over to you, Ricky.
Thanks a lot, Goose. Ricky Analog here, guys. As always, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Watching Neat right this second take a $2 haircut, but let's get into my watch list. First thing I'm looking at today, guys, is Big Lots, BIG. The big box retailer beat on earnings, but they missed slightly on revs, and their guidance was not looking super optimistic either. But even with an increase in the divvy, the decrease in same-store sales, there's that tongue twister, has the market saying, bye, Felicia. The daily is super bearish as of right now, and with this thing losing the 200 SMA, the psych $50 level, and even the 20 SMA recently crossing below the 50. So many of these retailers have been posting disappointing earnings this quarter, and this chart looks just like Foot Locker and Dollar Trees. I would love to see a push at open or even pre-market and get us into that 50, 52 range for a nice area to start in short. If it stays heavy and opens at the lows, though, and pushes down towards this 45 area, which would be around the 52-week lows, I'm actually going to start to get a bit bullish on it and look for the bottom, as longer-term investors might start to come in looking for cheap shares of a company that should be able to right the ship, at least in the near term. As much as I think retail is dead, I feel like these discount stores like Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Big Lots, they're going to have a bit more staying power. They have a different business model. They're not like JCPenney's or Macy's. So I do feel that these ones will be able to rebound. But I am short biased on it as of now. I would love to see a push into those levels I just discussed so I can get myself a position on. The next thing I'm looking at, guys, is AAXN. And basically, this is just a technical trade. You can see they beat on earnings pretty good about, I think it was last week. And they've been just kind of ripping ever since. And the daily chart is just forming this big pennant. It's been really finding resistance up at this 40 level, but we're going to play it as if it breaks through and then comes back and tests and shows that that 40 can actually hold. This thing has a pretty high short percent. I think it's around 30, 32% if the numbers on some of the sources I've been looking at are correct. And so I think that could be enough fuel to get this thing going on the next leg up. However, if this thing pushes and fails and then breaks this trend line that it's been putting in, I will flip my bias on this to bearish, and I will look to short it. It's had quite a run. Before earnings was trading at like 28, so we're up around 40. I think people will start to jump ship if it breaks that trend line. The last thing I'm watching is MGEN, and I'm going to just enter a disclaimer right now, and that is it was up quite a bit. It had some high prints when I first started looking at it. It's pulled back in. It does not have a lot of volume. It did an offering last month, and the people that ran the offering are the ones that are initiating coverage on it and putting high price targets on it. So it's pretty obvious what's happening behind the scenes to get this thing to move, but I just don't know if the volume's going to be there. So unfortunately, this one I feel like is a dud, and I don't want to feel like I'm jipping you guys. So I'm going to throw Pixie back in there. I'm still watching. They had another fluff PR today, and I actually would love to see this thing get some more legs and push back up to 5s and higher. I honestly just am not buying their whole spiel about putting blockchain in their business model. I was discussing it with someone earlier, and the way I kind of explained it, my view on it is that it's kind of like companies back in the day saying, hey, look, we provided our office with cordless phones, and now the office workers can move about freely while they make business calls. It's like, good for you for providing higher technology for your business, but call me back when you guys turn profitable. So I'm very short bias on these guys, would like to see it push higher, where I will look to get short. That's all I have today, guys. I'm going to pass it back over to Goose. I know he's got some good ones for you guys. So let's clean up and close out strong for the week. Take it away, Goose.
Hey, thanks, and great job on that. Listen, guys, we're doing this all on the fly, and sometimes one of the names we're looking at makes an adjustment, and we want to get stuff out to you. So good job on that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with changing it and giving your thoughts why and switching over to something that you feel real a lot of conviction on. So good job on that, Ricky.
Thanks, buddy.
Absolutely. And so I want to jump right in with FNSR, guys. Bad numbers, bad guidance, bad coverage, got the three bads for me, and I love these type of trades. It was actually brought up for questioning this morning. Good job by one of our members this morning. I don't like to mention names, but they know who they are, and I really love this idea. So I am going to cover it at the 9:05. So what I'm looking at on this is two things. I would love and I'm obviously short bias. I put that in my tweet, but I would love a push. I do a little fib here, and what I do is I reverse it, and I just want to show you. Like right now, I'm using pre-market levels. Well, a push of 60%, okay, of the pre-market action from the close is going to push you up in that 1920 area. Now, I also wanted to show you on the daily, if you go back to 1920, which is obviously just below the 50-day, okay, and also if you pull it back a little more, you'll see a nice little level is here as well. So this is a really interesting level, which, to me, I'll round it down and say anything into the 19, but let's give it 1950. I don't know what kind of legs or short covering or an imbalance or anything funny that happened this morning, but any type of strength in this morning, on a push on 19, I'm going to look to fade. I like the idea a lot. I'll probably add if it pushes through 1950 or towards that 20. I will definitely look to add into that, not be scared of this, and I'll look for a post 1030, just a fade and continue to fade type of move, and who knows where we're going. But I really like the short on this name. I have pretty high conviction of it, and hopefully it provides me with an opportunity. Just so you know, when I say 1920 or something like that, and we've had this with a couple names, and let's say it makes a lower high at 1860 or 1870, I'll start in then, guys, just so you know, and I might go, myself like 1/5 size or 1/6 size, just because I have that much conviction of the overall picture of what this name's going to do today, and then trade accordingly. So I really like the short on this name, so I'm going to leave it at that with FNSR. Great job by our member this morning to bring that up for talk this morning, and I'm glad he did. So thank you. MED, just want to cover. This is a interesting one. This is a real low volume name. Okay, it had the big volume, and you had the big gap on this, but this falls right into my retrace category. And I just want to show you guys something. This is what I'm looking for, okay? You see the action yesterday kind of held the 84 area. So what I want to look at with this is it's all about entry in these lower volume ones that are trading 400,000 on the day or 700,000, any of those. And especially when they have the big spreads in them, which, names like this will have a big spread, is, I'll stick my bids in at certain levels. But what I'm looking at is that the first level on a 40% pullback from that push is going to be in this 83 area. But I might start eyeing it based on yesterday's lows, which is going to be, I think it was 84.15 or something like that, 84.14. So I'll look at it at 84, see what it does. And then if it wants to pull through 84, this is my first level. Wants to continue going, I definitely will eye it in this area right here, this pocket, to see how it acts. So I like the potential long on this and a push back to 90. And some of these have worked really well for me on these third day after the second day retrace, getting in third day. And I've had some really nice pushes on these things, on these retrace plays. So I might be a hair early on this. And if I am and it doesn't really want to do anything today, I'll just have it on my radar, watch for the opportunity. And go from there. So I do like MED, and I just wanted to bring that to your attention. Might be an opportunity there. Remember, stocks that trade lower volume and with range, make sure, I always size accordingly. I won't, you got to size yourself based on the how the stock trades. And if it's going to have a lot of volatility, make sure you size yourself accordingly when you take those type of trades and those type of names. So just be smart about your trading. Here's my curveball for you this morning is going to be RIOT, RIOT. Okay, I talked about it already in the room this morning. Very, very defined risk. Do I think the stock's a great stock and is, should go back to 30 or 20 bucks? No, not at all. But it was starting to reclaim the 200-day here, as you could see, okay? And it started eyeing my attention a couple days ago. We were talking about it, and yeah, pushed up on 10.50 or 11. But yesterday, it kind of stuffed pretty much. And what I wanted to look for today, with all these other names going, the ZSANs, the NEETs, and all these other names, there's a little part of me that's thinking, you know what? This might just trade off the 950 reclaim and maybe make a push on 11 or who knows. So I really love these risk reward plays. I would probably risk myself the 940 area, give myself a little bit of room if it washes through 950, at the open or something like that. Even if it came down to 930 on, when I was looking at a 10-minute candle or something like that, or 20-minute, I'd be okay as long as it reclaimed 950 and kind of did a turn. So I am looking at this for a long, very, very defined risk for me. It's not something I'm going to marry and hope that it bounces back. If I'll kick it and move on. And then if it reclaims, I could always revisit it again. But I have this, inkling that I think this might be due for a pushback and test that 20-day, which is $12. The way it was acting right in here, I think, it failed it, came back a little bit, maybe got a little oversold yesterday. We'll have to see what today brings us. So that's my little funny play today. Anyway, that's it for me, guys. I hope you all have a great weekend. Enjoy your families. Remember, we got to stay balanced in this business. It's a stressful business, so stay balanced. And let's have a great day today and finish off the week strong, finish it smart, stay disciplined, and look forward to seeing you guys on Monday at 9:05. Thank you, guys, and I'll turn it back over to Ricky.
Thanks, Goose. As always, guys, make sure you have a plan. If you don't have a plan, you don't have a trade. Stay safe out there. Let's crush it today. It is the end of the week. We're going to finish this one off strong. Everybody, crush it. Peace.